Hi, in this video I would like to present my submission for the Facebook Hackathon for the augmented reality track. I created an aerial map application in AR. In this situation, I created a fictional emergency base for a hospital. It mimics a situation where you have an emergency hospital, um, and this effect would give you the directions of what is where. So you can imagine perhaps a base where you don't really have an idea of what exactly is, but you do have your phone with you. Then you can just find a point of reference that is mentioned in the app and then find exactly where you need to go. It gives contextual information, directional information for short-term bases that you cannot find in navigational apps. It can be used for a variety of applications. So I will just demonstrate here on the side how it exactly works. First, you find your reference point. You zoom in to the reference point so that the effect is placed correctly for you. Depending on the distance of the person, the effect may need to be placed higher or lower in order for them to see it accurately. When you are done, you tap on the screen and boom, the aerial map reveals itself. Aerial map in this example points to a pharmacy, an emergency room, and a waiting room. It mimics a situation where we have an emergency hospital that doesn't have signs. And that's basically it. It's a very simple idea for this hackathon, but it can be expanded in many different ways. So basically what it is for, there are various situations where a map could be useful, for example in a large crowded area or a large area without clear signs, where directions may very well be very useful. So examples could be emergency bases or festivals. I mean, who hasn't been asking themselves, where are the toilets, where are the bars, because you just can't see where you need to go. The temporary bases or bases that may change in organization, for example moving one block of the temporary base to another spot. And this application of augmented reality is built on a couple of basic principles. There will always be something identifiable that everyone can see. For example, the top of a church, a logo, perhaps a mountain, a house, a cross drawn somewhere, or maybe even a printed AR sign like this one that you can also find in the repository. You can create any point of reference that you like. The user is then asked to find that point of reference and then focus on the reference by pinching, zooming in and zooming out, and scale it accordingly. And this scaling will help place the effect at the right position. And then when done, the user taps and the aerial map reveals itself. And this aerial map is easy to adjust based on the circumstances. For example, let's say an emergency room is placed at the north of the base, but then moved to the south. Then you could just simply adjust this in that effect and then push it online for everyone else to use. And it eliminates the need for creating temporary direction signs for temporary bases. So just manage it online, the directions for that location. Very easy to use. Additionally, the effect can also be expanded in various ways, which I didn't do for the hackathon, but these are options for the future. For example, you can add contextual information for example, contextual information could be provided in the effect. In this example, I kind of use an emergency hospital type of situation where I have a pharmacy, a waiting room, and an emergency room. Well, perhaps then we could then, display the number of patients in an emergency room and available beds, the number of patients waiting in the waiting room, and whether the pharmacy has received new supplies. Or maybe perhaps for a more fun example, imagine a festival. The festival could then give some contextual information about happy hours, special performances at special stages, location of toilets, or other nice ideas. An aerial map is useful for many situations that cannot be handled with a regular navigational map. It is therefore also not intended to replace a navigational map like a TomTom or Google Maps or whatever. It is really intended to give local, directional, and contextual information when it is needed on a temporary slash short term base. I hope you like my hackathon submission. Thank you for watching.